Hi everyone, before I start, I'd like to remind you to please remember to follow my YouTube channel. Go there and support me, subscribe, like, and share. So I finally got the courage to go for the bariatric surgery. I wanted the procedure to be funded by my medical aid because it was a lot of money when I requested quotations. So with the medical aid, there is a set of registered approved surgeons for this particular procedure. If you don't use any of them, the medical aid will not fund. It's one of their requirements. You can request a list of designated service providers, DSPs, from your medical aid. Luckily, the doctor who operated on my thyroid was on the list as well. I actually requested a quotation from one of the doctors in midstream, and this was because they were closer to home, but their prices were ridiculous and I didn't know anything about these doctors. So I opted for the one I knew, even if he is based in Pretoria, and I stayed in Zuid at the time. I trusted Dr. Smit JGM because I already knew his hand and no complaints whatsoever. And also, he makes you feel like you are the only patient and not just a number. Apart from having to choose a designated service provider, there were other requirements that one had to fulfill. And I'm saying were because this was in 2022, and since I resigned from the medical aid industry, some things might have changed. Some of the requirements that I can remember from the top of my head were that I had to have a BMI, body mass index, of 40 and above, be diagnosed and registered as a diabetic by the medical aid, have sleep apnea, I think cholesterol and some other things you will never be told about by the medical aid. Well, I had everything except diabetes. I was borderline diabetic, being insulin resistant. Remember the velvety skin tags that I spoke of previously in my other videos? They were caused by insulin resistance. So I made the appointment for some time in June of 2022. Unfortunately, I had to postpone it for another 7 weeks because I had a freak accident at home where I fell unprovoked, broke a bone, and twisted an ankle, so I had to take it easy for 6 weeks. Oh, by the way, on another note, right after my surgery for the leg, 2 days to be precise, my boss's boss wanted to know when I was getting back to work. Anyway, that's a story for another day again. Bereka. So eventually I got healed and proceeded with my weight loss journey. So this is how it works. I had a team of specialists that I had to meet and work with throughout the process. I had a surgeon, physician, dietitian, psychiatrist, physiotherapist, and a sleep clinic. If any of these specialists say that you are not ready, then you are not ready. These people are not here to chase money. They are here to make sure that you are physically and mentally ready for the life-changing decision. Financially, that is your problem. Seeing this specialist would cost me around 3.5 to 4,000 Rand per visit combined, except for the sleep clinic. And they do not claim from the medical aid. You pay cash and you claim back yourself. If you are lucky, the medical aid will pay for the consultations. You are also urged to include the person you live with in all of this. They also have to attend a psych session to ready them for your transformation. They have to understand all the changes that you will go through, including how you eat. Very important. My hubby really took notes. You should hear him reprimanding me for eating whatever things that he thinks I should not be eating. My God, oh, one dinner, but he's doing a great job. I should tell the dietitian actually. I think I went for about 3 sessions with each of them, and then I was sent to the sleep clinic for testing. So at the sleep clinic, I was given a sleep apnea machine to take home and use for the night. Very uncomfortable because the air does not feel or taste the same. You will only understand if you go through the process. You can taste the air. I removed the machine in the morning and sent it back to Pretoria for reading of the results. The results came back and said for about 20 to 30 seconds, I stopped breathing. Completely stopped. So I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. I used to snore, or what my husband called breathing too loud. He didn't want to offend me. Shame, poor thing. He's the only person who understands my weight loss journey from beginning to end. Only because I dragged his ass for every medical appointment since we started dating in 2010. I believe that when you meet someone and fall in love and they feel the same way about you, there shouldn't be any secrets that might affect them in the now or distant future. Your health, whether you like it or not, will affect your loved ones. This is the main reason why a lot of you are suffering alone with all your ailments, with no support from your partners, and only because they have no idea what you are going through. With my husband, he knew what those conditions I had causes in my day-to-day living. All the chickiness, the temperaments, the tiredness, to name but a few. I did not give him the opportunity to go talk about me to his family or friends because he had no idea why I was the way I was. So he knew that my hormones play a vital role in who I was. By that, I received the best support any woman can ever ask for. I did not need to deliver his baby in order for him to be there for me. It became second nature for him. He did everything for me, with no other reason except that he was my husband, is my husband, and he loves me, and he's my better half, and he's there through thick and thin, sickness and in health. So he upheld his vows. Wait, I need to appreciate this man. Give me a chance to appreciate this man. For all the times that I have been hospitalized, my mother has never set foot at my house to come and take care of me post-hospitalization, only because she wasn't asked to, or maybe she just had that faith in her son-in-law. And people still have the audacity to call me a spoiled brat. Anyway, she never set foot because now my husband knows the meaning of other half or better half, the meaning of partnership, and does not define chores by gender. The longest he had to take care of me in our household was when I had to elevate my leg for 6 weeks. This guy went up and down the stairs with breakfast, lunch, snacks, and dinner for 6 weeks. I don't have a helper, but the house was always spotless. Oh, by the way, he wasn't doing that just because I was incapable. We work together in our household. There are no chores or responsibilities that are for one but not the other. Well, enough about my husband. So once the sleep apnea results were out, the team then wrote their findings and motivations and sent to the medical aid. It took about 5 to 7 working days for the medical aid to respond. That was the most longest time one had to wait, because I just wanted an approval so I can go and do this shit. Luckily, they came back and said they will pay a certain portion and I will be liable for the rest from my own pocket. Don't get it twisted. The medical aid did not literally pay from their own pockets. I have been paying medical aid since I was 22 years old. When you pay a medical aid every month, they take your contribution and put it in a basket called the risk basket. This is where all the money for people who are constantly sick, getting admitted to hospital, get the funds from. So I can safely say, if you are not a sick person by nature and you are on a medical aid, you are basically sponsoring other people. So technically, the money that the medical aid paid is what they have been keeping for me for 10 years. So it's my money, okay? They were just saving it for me. There's no interest. So once we had the approval, I got a surgery date for Valentines Day 2022. We were still on COVID restrictions. Hubby had to drop me off, stay for 15 minutes, and could only see me for 15 minutes post-op. It wasn't pleasant at all, but it had to be done. For me, being under general anesthetic, being on the operating table, the feeling is like before I was born. Nothingness. No underground gang talking to me, no lightinyana, or even a glimpse of what people refer to as hell. If that's what death feels like, then I'm not afraid of dying. I am just afraid of the people I will be leaving behind. I got admitted in the morning, went for the procedure in the afternoon, go into the evening. Stayed a day for the next day for monitoring, and went home on the third day with no complications whatsoever. And guess what? No pain. I know this might be frowned upon, but with my experience, I have come to believe that white doctors do not treat black patients with the same care that they would their white counterparts. Mainly because they think that black people have a very high pain tolerance, or we just don't feel pain at all. I mean, they used to perform experimental surgeries on black women without any anesthetic. But anyway, that's the story for another day again. My point here is that Dr. Smit treats everyone the same way, regardless of skin color. He was born for this. Both my major surgeries done by him had no complications, no pain to date. I've left his practice number and his full initials and surname and where he practices on the comments down below. Feel free to contact the offices. He is the best doctor you could ever actually associate yourself with, and your life is in good hands. I advocate for him. I was under general anesthetic under him for 2 surgeries, major surgeries, and I'm okay. Please remember to watch my next video where I will be telling you guys about the nice send-off home present and the instructions for life. In between, I'm going to post a video of the day when I actually went for the surgery and also the journey to the surgery date. Thank you for watching.